Just thought I'd take a few minutes and explain some of the things we're going to cover in my next upcoming workshop, which is just tailor-made for you and tailor-made right now. I don't know if you can hear that song in the background. It's like so the right time right now. That's Pink singing. She's such a great singer, great entertainer. So what? 2020. I'm ready to kick it in the butt, and I hope you are too if you're like-minded to me. This year was a defining year for me. I published a couple of books. This one, Cashing Out with Confidence, Chapter 5, is all about planning, and I go into some great depth. This is available on Amazon, or there's a link below in this newsletter that you might want to grab yourself a copy to give to a friend, because you're going to get one when you come to the workshop, which will be an online event. Just let me get to share my screen. If you just bear with me for a minute, and this will come up. This might make it a bit easier to let me sort of explain to you what's going to happen. So let's see if we can just turn Pink down a little. See if she'll cooperate. Yes, she did. Thank you. So this is like where we are. It's the middle of August. It's 2020. Your business right now should be, or for the next 90 days, thinking about think about new markets that you need to go and explore. Imagine if you're a supplier into the cafe market. There's going to be some great winners in that market, but there's also a lot of players that will just not reopen. So just imagine that industry. If you're aligned with that, you're in trouble if that's all you're focusing on. So new markets, thinking about new markets, where can you go? Where can you take your business? You've probably done some pivots. I'm not talking about a pivot. And that's great if you have, because you've probably got a new business that you would never have had if it wasn't for COVID. But maybe it's selling to some new retailers, selling to some other overseas export. Anyway, let's think about new markets. The next is systems and outcomes. Now, you've heard before how I've spoken that businesses get into so much trouble when they have people running the show instead of the system running the show. So if you can guarantee an outcome for your customers, how much better are you going to serve them? And the third is security of supply. So that may sound like something that's a given, but who your suppliers are in 2021 and how you form partnerships with those suppliers can make a significant difference. I remember working as a executive for Metcash, and we used to take our top, I think it was about 22 or something like that, suppliers away every year to do a strategic think tank with them, because we knew that those 20, the 80-20 rule, but a number like that could actually influence our business direction. And it's the same with you. The choice of your suppliers and the security of those. So what happens if we don't get this right? So if we don't get our systems and our payroll, our systems and our outcomes right, it's going to put a lot of pressure on your payroll. So if you haven't figured out the direct link, if you aren't servicing the customers you have now sensationally, they're going to leave you. 68% of businesses leave you just because they think that you don't care, which is going to put a lot of pressure on payroll. If we don't get new markets, you may have to let more people go if we don't find new ways to sell products. And remember that first round in probably March, April, you have to make those really hard decisions. Let's not make those again, okay? Let's make sure we have a plan in place so we don't have to let go. And if we don't get security of our supply right, you're going to feel very powerless. That's not a good feeling. You're at the mercy of somebody else. So let's just go one step out from that circle. If our systems and our outcomes aren't right, we're struggling with making our payroll, really that's starting to get very embarrassing, because you didn't go into business to start with not to be able to make payroll. But that's where it comes all the way back into systems and outcomes. We've got to make sure we're aligned with our target market. If we don't explore some new markets, you're going to be judged. Your partner may say, I told you so, this was too hard to be a business. You should have stayed in corporate. But people are going to judge you unfairly too, because you're trying very hard. And if security of supply and if we remain feeling powerless, then we're forced to take on more debt. And what I mean by that is you'll buy stock at a higher price than possibly you should. You'll take on debt to cover for invoices that haven't been paid to you. This is not the time to be taking on more debt. 2020 and 21 is not the year to be taking on more debt. It's actually a day to be taking reckoning. How can we make sure that that your expenses are not greater than what your revenue is and your gross profit? So if we can get all these elements really in a great place, in the middle of my little triangle is a very, very happy business owner. And I hope that's the type of person that you are. So our workshop, 17th of September, hope that made sense to you. Like I said, just to summarize, I'm so ready to kick 2022, kick it in the butt. Let's be done with it and spend the rest of this year getting 2021 the best year you've ever had in your life. Thanks for tuning in and see you soon. Bye.